Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over why you shouldn't move your F-pawn in the opening in chess. Now, you might have heard, just as general advice for beginners, not to move your F-pawn, and you might have wondered why. Now, first of all, what the F-pawn is if you don't know basic chess notation, there's the files and the ranks. The files are the columns, and they're each lettered, and the F-pawn is your pawn on the F file. So there's two main reasons why moving your F-pawn is a very weak move in the opening. Number one, it doesn't help you develop any pieces. If you see here, there's no piece that gets easier development this way. And number two, the biggest reason is it exposes your king. And that's basically all it does for you is expose your king. So a very basic example of moving the F-pawn in the opening being a very weak move, there's a very simple mating pattern that gets taught to many beginners. It's called fool's mate, and it's for black. It goes like this. And that's mate. The king has nowhere to go, and this is a direct result of moving the F-pawn. All it does is expose your king. There's no real reason why you need to be doing this. The only reason you want to move your F-pawn in the opening is if it's directly doing something for you. And right at the beginning, it's not going to be doing anything for you. So, however, most of the time, you're not going to be winning a game with fool's mate because your opponent's going to know about it. However, it still does give you a general weakness in your position. And I'm going to be going over an example in a game that I had recently where my opponent opened with their F-pawn, or moving their F-pawn was one of their first moves, and I was able to punish it and get a very strong position with a bishop sacrifice. So it starts like this. Haven't moved their F-pawn yet, but here they move their F-pawn. And here I play E4, and that might look like a bad move to you. It looks like I'm just losing my pawn, but if you'll see here, if they captured it, it would be mate 1, and I would win the game. So, of course, they didn't play that. And they played this, blocking off my queen, preventing the mate. I play G4, preparing to sacrifice my bishop. They play E6 for some reason. I sacrifice it. I don't expect them to take it, but they actually did. And that's to open up the D1 to H5 diagonal, so I can attack with my queen, King E7, only legal move. I bring my bishop out, blocks with the knight. I attack the knight with E5. And he goes bishop G7 to defend. And this gives me a very strong position early on. And I was able to keep up this attack the entire game, and it ended up very well. And I even ended up winning the material back with taking the knight. So the bishop sacrifice didn't end up being a problem. So thanks for watching, everyone. Remember, worst case scenario, you're going to end up blundering fool's mate and losing the game. Best case scenario, you're just going to have a very weakened position, and your opponent is going to have a strong positional advantage and is likely going to be able to keep up the advantage the whole game.